my genuine feelings. Guys like Behat, Wassam, Mo Nimeth, you know, Sam will get himself out of it a little bit. You know, these kind of guys, Mosey, they'll never win any championships. You want to know why? Because their way of running things is idiotic. Like Behat and Wassam, they've won in the past. I understand that, but that was when they first got their players and really got a good team. You know, but ever since those times, they haven't won anything. Well, they struggle to win games. You know why? Because they're hoarders. They're hoarders. Well, Sam's still holding on to Andrew Luck, hoping he comes back saying, every season he starts the season saying, I own the rights to Andrew Luck. You know, he has to remind us every year, as if Andrew Luck's coming back.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about haven't won anything, most recently they've won more before you have. I mean, Beating Bitches has won in Drama Bowl 9, and The Walking Dead Wassam won in Drama Bowl 7. You haven't won since Drama Bowl 2.
And what's their record since their championship games? Other than those one seasons that they've gotten good. Everybody's got the one season where they won. What's their record since, and what have they done since? You know Devontae Parker, how long has he been in the NFL? He's still been on, Wassam drafted him when he was drafted into the NFL.
But,
and he's still sitting on Wassam's team.
Yeah, but Wassam's in the playoffs every year.
NFL teams and fantasy teams.
Wassam's in the playoffs every year.
Barely.
But it's still in the playoffs, though, right?
It's not hard when 66% of the league makes the playoffs. It's not that hard.
I mean, again, the
guy was still holding on. The guy was still holding on to the injury thing, you know, that he's had for the previous years. But it's like, hey, it's part of football. Injuries happen. You have to make adjustments. You can't keep saying, I lost this year because of injury. Well, make adjustments. We all get injuries. You can't just sit there and be like, forget it. I don't want to trade a guy. I think he's going to go off this year. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. The guy had Le'Veon Bell from the day he was born.
Well, I mean, but based on that theory, Drama Bowl 9, Drama Bowl 10, Drama Bowl 11, you barely got in. I mean, that's the same theory.
No. Here's the thing. There's a difference of barely getting in and knowing you're going to get in. I know I'm going to get in. I'm readjusting my roster. Like I said, I don't care for the regular season. These guys over here just lose. You know, I don't have a history of missing playoffs. Okay? That's rarity. The one year that I missed the playoffs, okay, I couldn't get out of that rut. I couldn't get a quarterback to score me points. I had a lot of close losses that year because I just couldn't get a quarterback to score me points. You know, and then it happened. I missed the playoffs by one game that year. I don't really care about my regular season record. You know, I care about the playoffs. As long as I get in the playoffs, I know I have a chance. These guys over here, like Behat, hoarding on. He finally decided to trade away all his players, all his roster when he was 5-1. Okay, just so he can get the number 1 pick in the draft. He collected all the first round picks and still lost at that. Like that's got to be the biggest fail, more than anything. You know. And then Mo Nimeth, I mean, the guy calls himself a league villain, but it's like if Barney popped out on you and said, "Boo!" Like, you really gonna get scared?
All right,
you might chuckle like, "Who? That's cute."
Let's address the elephant in the room here. And no, the elephant in the room is not the fact that the last 2 times we faced each other in the postseason I sent you unpacking, but the fact that you continue to attack the newest members that every time they join the league, and you are developing a reputation of the guy who doesn't get what he wants from the new guys, you start advocating for them to be kicked out of the league.
I would love to address this. That's an actual false narrative. That's a narrative being created by some goofy members in the league. But if you guys listen to what I'm saying, it's never about trading with me. This league, here's my whole thing, and I've always said it. It's not about trading with me or anything like that. What it is if you decide to join this league, you know what kind of league this is becoming. This is going to be a league where it's year-round. Look, we're doing a podcast and the season's over, you know? This is a year-round league. People engage in talks and trades year-round, you know? So you have to understand this coming in, okay? You don't want to trade. You don't have to. I mean, we have bozos that don't trade. Wassam, Behat, Mosey, every time he makes a trade, he cries about it the year after and says somebody else screwed him over. You know, I mean, nobody cares about your crybaby ways. You don't have to trade. You know, you can hold on to your players for as long as you want.
You're right.
Okay? And you can hold on to your players as long as you want. It's more so about the engaging part, you know? You want to join the league, somebody reaches out to you, I mean, engage back, because guess what? If you were to reach out to somebody else in the time that you needed it, they're going to reply back to you. That's my whole thing. If you don't want to engage and you don't understand the whole league, you can reply no. That's fine. But if you don't want to engage, or you want to be rude, or you want to be ignorant, all that stuff, like, you don't need to be in the league. That's my whole thing. You know, we have a lot of guys that engage the entire off season, and then we have guys that sit there, even if they don't make trades, they still engage in the off season. All right, and then for some reason, this jinx of a team over here, everybody that takes this team over does the same thing. We're not voting players in. We're just saying, oh, this guy's gonna come in, and then because why we think he's gonna fit, and then they just don't fit. You know, people have to come in knowing what this league is and understanding what this league is, and if they don't understand, they gotta go. Momo's a bozo too. He's gotta go. I mean, it's in his blood. I mean, we have one of his bozo cousins in the league too. So all these guys gotta go. You know, get this guy out of here. Can't even engage with anybody. Get him out of here.
That bozo is your cousin too. I mean.
Okay, get him out of here. What are you talking about? Sam?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, Sam is like that cat that you put outside because you don't want it in your house anymore, and it just keeps coming back because you fed it. You know what I'm saying? It just keeps coming back, and it's like you can't get rid of it. It's there. You know? So Sam's the cat. But Momo, get rid of this guy. Get somebody in here that's gonna engage with people. Not sit there and tell me I gotta look over my roster and learn this league. Well, what do you gotta learn? These are your players. You trade or you don't trade. That's all you have to do. What do you gotta learn? Point systems are just like every other fantasy league.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you know, you're not new. Think of it as one of those like, you know, goofy games that you play on your phone or something. You know?
We talking about Clash of Kings? Hello? You hear me? You hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay. I think I lost you there for a second. But yeah, okay. You know, I get what you're saying. But I want to go through your team right now real quick, if you don't mind. By the way, do you think Jekyll and Hyde will win a playoff game next year?
No. I don't care what names he has on his roster. I don't care what star power he carries. I don't care. The guy is just a born loser. It's in his blood. You know? If you ever look at his back hairs, it kind of spells out loser. It grows in the word loser. You know, the guy does his eyebrows. He goes to the Chinese woman to do his eyebrows. The guy's a loser. You know? He just loses. You know?
So you say he's good at losing?
I do thank him for Debo, though.
You know, he offered me Debo for a third, and I said no.
Yeah. I told him I got Debo from him. He gave me 2 seconds, 3/3. What else was it that I got in return? Oh, Debo Samuel, 2 seconds and 3/3 for an 8th pick in the draft.
Okay, so let's look at your current roster right now.
It's a stud roster.
You have Jalen Hurts as your QB.
For trade.
Austin Eckler as your running back. A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, and Keelan Allen, your 3 wide receivers.
Yep.
Darren Waller's your tight end.
Yep.
Evan McPherson's your kicker, the Eagles defense. And on your bench, you currently have Deontay Foreman, McCall Hardman, Terry McLaurin, Michael Pittman, and Dallas Goedert.
Yep. My bench starts in half this league.
Yeah. Well, I mean, according to some rumors that you have Terry McLaurin and Dallas Goedert offered in a package to one of the top teams in the league for a tight end. I mean, for a running back. Do you want to elaborate on that, or do you want to keep that on the down low?
I don't really care. I made everybody offers. Everybody knows I'm looking for a running back. You know, it's not a secret. You know, and I feel like I have the players that people need. You know, I have good players. I'm not offering anybody Ezekiel Elliott, you know, or J.K. Dobbins who has no knees. You know, I'm not over here offering people like garbage. I'm offering people like top 15 young talents in a dynasty league. You know, so and I expect like good return. You know, and I've never been a person that tries to like rate people on trades. I try to work it out. Sometimes it works out for me. Sometimes I lose out on trades. You know.
Do you have any plans moving forward as far as you have 4 empty roster spots on your roster? And as far as the 2023 draft, you have a 2nd round pick, the one that belongs to Ziad, and you have another
lottery team, a guy that works so hard and stresses out. I mean, this guy ran away from home for 4 days when he didn't make the playoffs.
You also have another 2023 3rd round pick that's belonging to The Walking Dead, and then you don't have another pick till 2025 3rd round, which belongs to League Villain.
Yeah. Picks are overrated.
Overrated, but I mean, which means you'd have to move players on your current roster in order to fill them up with any other players from other teams, or you're gonna have to work the waiver wire as soon as the draft is over. Do you have
Which is my specialty.
Do you have plans on landing picks, or or are you gonna go with the waiver wire?
No, I'll be quick with this one. I don't really have that many plans in this off season. I plan on just going through the draft with what I have. I'm not gonna overpay on a deal. I've made some offers for running backs. A lot of people have sat there and said, "Oh no, they don't want this." The name keeps coming up, AJ Brown. Well, if you want AJ Brown, a young top 5 receiver, okay, well, I would like something good in return. I don't want your handicap players, and I don't want players that have the same IQ as you. So I don't want that, you know. So I'm not planning on trading AJ Brown, but I will if it's the right trade. That's that. My only plans for this off season, really, just go with what I have, land that second running back if I need to. But other than that, it's to get rid of Momo. You know, just got to get rid of this guy.
Well, until the season starts.
Hopefully enough. I say enough to get this guy out of here. I'm tired of seeing his name, Momo Johnson. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Well, until the season starts and he actually.
Almost as stupid as him driving a pickup truck.
I think he used to drive a pickup truck. All right. Well, we have 4 minutes left. In this last 4 minutes, I would like to go back to one thing. You have a losing record in the postseason, buddy.
If you want to talk about going in the right direction, what I do is going in the right direction. My team improves every single season. That's what's going in the right direction. I am the most self-aware person in this league. I look at what happened to me the previous year, and I try to fix it. I don't sit there and share players like the rotators. I don't sit there and get screwed on deals. If I want a specific player, I'm willing to pay for that player. Something that this league doesn't do. These guys all want to fix their teams with one trade. Like, that's why the word bozo comes into play. You know? Bozo, if you break it down, is short for Monimir Bahat, Wassam, Assam, Ziyad, Mozahia. These guys, that's what it's short for. If you break it down.
Hey, do you agree with me on the narrative that Mo Z can't make a move without Mr. Monday Night's approval?
No, he makes his own decisions. There's times where he talks to me about moves or whatnot, but his thing is that he goes after big names. He doesn't care for the small names. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes his trades don't look good, you know, right away, but they end up working out for him better than the other team a lot of the times. Like the whole Alvin Kamara trade. When he first made that trade, that's a trade long term he lost out on. But if you look at his roster, he is loaded on paper every single year. He's going to be one of the higher scoring teams every single year. But he's like a white girl in a gangbang porno. You know what I'm saying? When the cameras light up and the lights are shining bright on him, he chokes.
I think that's a good comparison. Because, I mean, he is the king of one and done. I mean, he just runs over in the postseason every year. Every year you look at his roster.
Yeah, it's the scariest roster to stare at. He likes to hold on to, I beat you week 12. Well, I don't care. What the hell? I'm still playing. You're over here talking about week 12. It's week 17. Like, what are you telling me about week 12 for? It's like me going to somebody and be like, I beat you week 2 and it's week 13. What the hell does that matter?
Every year in the postseason, when the playoffs start, he's the matchup every team in the playoffs looks at and says, I want to play him.
Listen, he is the perfect comparison to Moses is if you take a Chargers jersey and you throw it on Jenna Jameson, and that's what you get. Moses You know,
buddy,
that's his exact performance.
Well, I appreciate your time, buddy. Thank you for everything.
Almost gotta go.
All right. Well, you will be having a weekly scheduled podcast for yourself to do your weekly projections and your power rankings. We will adjust the time frame for that when that will happen and what days that will be dropping as we get closer to the season starting again. Next episode would be Assam and I'm looking forward to that one. That one's going to be the one I'm looking forward to. And that one should drop on I will drop that one on Sunday.
Looking forward to that one. He's not a bad fella. Very smart, knowledgeable. He did cry and almost quit the league because he couldn't get anybody to trade him players for his garbage.
Yeah. Well, one thing I do give him credit to, he does hover around every year and just doesn't give up. He keeps trying.
And that's what I love about him, is that he continues to try to play. He He reminds me a little bit about myself and my